There's stacks of butterflies out. And butterflies. Oh, we'll have a little bit of wildlife as well, eh? A little bumblebee working away. There you're going on YouTube, you little one. And that's the wind that's moving that, not me shaking Stevens. Butterflies and bumblebees, guys. We've got a few of them. Nice to see, because we'll be fucked without the bumblebee. Come on. Right, yeah. Yes, I don't know if you've all been keeping up to date with what's going on in... Right. Now, this is a village in Wales, and I've been saying it, I've been pronouncing it how it looks. Llanelli. But apparently, it doesn't even sound like that. Llanelli. Llanelli it could be. So when I've been watching Phil's video, his live streams from down there, the hotel, it looks to me and any normal person, Llanelli. Llanelli. But it's not. Apparently, you see it, nothing like you spell it. So, Llanelli. Llanelli it could be. Llanelli. I'm not Welsh, so I don't know. But anyway, either. What a good victory for the community down in Wales at the hotel. They've been there for weeks protesting about the hotel getting turned into a hostel for migrants. Locals have lost their jobs through this hotel getting turned into a migrant hostel. The footage what Phil's been bringing us has been absolutely fantastic. The community, absolutely top class. That should be an example for everyone in every town, village and city in this country, up and down the land. I mean, there's one going on at, I think it's U Lodge in Derby. So I think, yes, I know there is a protest going on down Derby, and I'm sure it's the U Lodge Hotel in Derby. Looks like there's a few of them starting to make a stand down there. We need to see more and more of this, guys, because your local MPs have sold us all out. Evict us lot, evict the indigenous people of this land, people who have lived here all of our lives. The councils are evicting us because we've got a cost of living crisis. People are complaining about the price of food going through the roof. Your wages are not getting any higher, but everything else is. Your gas, electric, food. Now people are struggling. A lot of people, the rent that they're paying and council tax, what you shouldn't be, council tax, you need to look into that because that's illegal what you're doing, paying your council tax. There's plenty of groups out there that will help you take that battle on with the councils over council tax. You shouldn't be paying it. It's even in the legislation that there's only businesses pay a council tax. So you're getting robbed for money. What doesn't go towards these services that they say it does. The council tax is funding terrorist organisation. It's funding wars. It's buying weapons. All this stuff that you see what's going on in Ukraine, what the media's lying to you about. Well, they're not lying about the war, they're lying about what it's all over. Nasty goings on in Ukraine, that's why Russia is taking a stand against it. Child sex trafficking, money laundering, bioweapons labs, there's all kinds of wrong going on in Ukraine. It's all part of this UN, But you need to dig deep, and well, you don't have to dig deep really, you just have to do a bit of research to find out what's going on. But your council tax is funding a terrorist organisation, giving millions or billions or however much to Ukraine, making us the enemy to the Russians. The Russians class England as their enemy. because of what the British government are doing, putting us all in danger. Anyway, that's another story. Getting back to the migrants. We've had over 13,000, I'd say it's 14,000 now, because there was another, 1,400 people coming over the past week. So we're looking at least 14 to 15,000 illegals invading our shores at Dover. Chris Johnson will bring you the footage for that. He also gets the numbers up, tells you how many's been coming in. And then, so we start off at Dover. You've got thousands upon thousands of illegals coming over, no documentation, nothing. They're not refugees, these are entering our country illegally. Simple as that. There's no other way around it. It is illegal to enter a country on a fucking rubber dinghy, and most of them have got no documentation. So they're all undocumented, fighting age men. Don't tell us the women and children, because there's only small percentage of women and children that come over. Possibly only 10% at best. 90% are over are fighting age men. Now, like I say, 13,000 this year alone. So let's just say, well, 12,000 men and 1,000 possibly women and children. I wouldn't even say it's 1,000, that's over exaggerating. A couple of hundred of women and children, and all the rest are fighting age men. Nobody's wondering why this is happening. Now, if these were running from a war-torn country and these were genuine refugees, where are these men? Where's the wives, the girlfriends, the kids? Why are they coming over on their own? If you flee in a war, you don't leave your wife, your women and your children behind. Would any of you men out there, if we were, it's not going to be long, but if we were at war and we had to flee this country, would you leave your women and kids here and you fuck off to another country for safe haven? What type of man would you be if you'd done that? And would any woman or wife with their children quite happily wave the men off? You know, our country's at war. You go and you get yourself to safety, and we'll stay in this war-torn country. And what? And do what, like? Right? Get the picture. Can you fucking get it now? All these men that are coming over, they're not fleeing a war, they're coming for a war. So that's why people are starting to make a stand now in the local communities. I can't even fucking say it, and I'm just going to say Llanelli from now on, because that's how it's spelt, and I can't think of the fucking proper name for the place. So Llanelli, or whatever it is, down in Wales, Stady Park. I'm probably even saying that fucking wrong, aren't I? Stady Park, Stady Hotel, Health Hotel and Spa. Fuck's sake, man. They've took a stand for weeks. The security finally fucking slung the hooks yesterday, and what a fucking, oh, I tell you what, it was like, what an achievement for these in that community, man. They were absolutely buzzing. But we know it's not over, and this will continue. Oh, I'm gonna get my legs nettled to bits here, aren't I? Come on, mates. There's that fucking, you know what I mean? This is what we've got in our country. Like I was saying, there's a person here sleeping homeless in a tent here. His house, or whatever house, possibly, I'm just guessing. Lucky! Oh! Here! Get here now! Come here! Heel! Heel! Mika, and you. Oi! Get off! No! Move it. Get off that as well. Fucking move. Come on. Mika. Oi! Leave it! Why'd I fall down that hole? So we have got someone sleeping in that tent. Homeless. But no doubt his house that he'd have probably been evicted, and I'm guessing he's been evicted. There could be many reasons why he's homeless and he's sleeping in a tent, but he's been here for weeks. I walk the dog round here a lot. If it's not on this side of the farmer's field, it's on the other side. So this lad is sleeping, he's homeless. But we just have to look round our town. Our town is full now of migrants. Whether they're refugees or not, we don't know. But what's happening is, we know this up and down the country. The councillors, your MPs, they seem to be selling us out like. There must be a lot of money involved in this. Like I say about getting back to the cost of living. People can't afford to pay the bills. The rent, you know, a lot of people slip on the rent. And then the councils, bang, straight on top, eviction notices in. So we, indigenous people, we are getting evicted from our homes. As soon as we're evicted, the council can't wait to get us out, so they can put these illegals in, these migrants in. I'm going to have a sit down under Terence Trent tree and have a tab. That's like I say, we can see, like I've said before, anyone who's watching this video, you can't tell me that you haven't seen a massive influx of people that you've never seen before. Oh, I forgot I could do that. Yes, so we've seen a massive influx of people from other lands taking our homes. I mean, I only live in a small, smallish town, and I've seen quite a big change. People coming into this town. So that lad there is now homeless because of our council evicting him. Might be a different story behind it, but this is what I know. I know there's lots of families who've been evicted. A lot of them having to live on the streets. It wasn't that long ago. There's a woman I know, I didn't know her personally, I just knew her through my YouTube channel. She got in touch with me a few months back. She was homeless. They'd arrested her husband. I mean, these were in the 50s, this couple. They were in the 50s. I don't. Yes, this couple was in the 50s. The police, I mean, these were getting evicted from the home. This fella's worked all of his life. He's had a good job, decent money, whatnot. For whatever reason, they were getting evicted from the home. The police, with the bailiffs turned up, obviously a man being a man wants to defend his wife and his castle, stands his ground. The bailiffs phone the police come and arrest this fella. Arrest him and hold him for 24 hours and then sign him into a hospital, apparently for his own well-being. In the meantime, his wife is on the streets. They had a dog, she had a dog with her. She got in touch with me and I put this woman up for 4 nights in my house. I didn't know her, like I say, I only knew her through YouTube, but I tried all kinds to get her help that night, that evening when she got in touch with us. tried all kinds of help, go to the police, go to the hospitals, go here and there to try and get yourself sorted out. There was no one, the police even locked the fucking Hartlepool police, locked the doors and wouldn't let this woman in. Now, she was distraught when she was in touch with me, so I didn't know what else to do. I offered her the spare room at my place till we got her somewhere sorted out. Took us, like I say, 4 nights until we finally managed to get her through to the council in another district to find her some temporary accommodation. This shouldn't be happening, but I know plenty of other stories where the council have been evicting people from the homes. The next thing you know, the home's got someone in from a different country. It's happening up and down this country, and when we try to put this out there, we are concerned of what's going on for everyone around us. These people have got children on the fucking streets. The council are allowing to put children on the streets just because they've got other families to put into these places. What's the world coming to? So this is a bigger picture. Now when we go to our protest and protest about this, that enough is enough. We can't have this. We need to close our borders. We need to stop this invasion. We haven't got the resources to look after our own. I mean, the food banks up and down this country like we've never ever seen. The poverty. It's a dire fucking situation for this country and the people living in it. So why are we sending billions of pounds to fucking Ukraine? Money all over the place to different countries. Keep your fucking noses out. Let's look after our own country and our own people. We've got homeless, like we say, we've just walked past one there. We've got people living on the streets that should be in houses. We can put these migrants up in 4-star hotels up and down the country. There's hotels all around here with migrants in them. Why can't these people be put in hotels until you find them accommodation? We know there's houses out there what you can be putting these people in. You shouldn't be evicting people out the homes. Your council has got an obligation to look after its tenants. The council should not be evicting anyone from the homes. But it all comes down to money again. You don't know what type of payoff these are getting to put these migrants in. It's not good. But like I say, we protest about this to make people aware of what is going on. And then we've got government funded organisations up against us. Fucking Antifa. Stand up to racism. I mean, stand up to racism. This has got nothing to do with fucking racism and skin colour. Can you not see that? This is about our own people that need looking after first. Look after our own people first. Get this cost of Christ of living knocked on the fucking head. Look after your own. Look at Poland. Look, you just have to look at Poland. They'll not allow none of these in the country. Their people are so fucking happy. There's been no terror attacks, nothing. This government is bringing this shit to our doorsteps. So it's like I say, we're not racist, we're not Nazis, we're not fascists. We just want what's best for our country and our people. Just think of our grandparents who were fought in world wars for our freedoms. How many died for us to have our freedoms, for it to be fucking snatched away from us like this? It's the most disgusting, despicable thing we've ever fucking witnessed. And you've got people out there calling us fucking all these names because we're trying to get this word across to try to wake people up to what the fuck is going on in this country. But yet these people that are up against us, the government funded, the government pay these to turn up to protests, to make twats of themselves. Like the town in Llanelli in Wales, if that's how it is. Llanelli I say, but Llanelli apparently I don't know. But we had stand up to racism down there. Refugees are welcome here. They're not refugees, you fucking retards. Fuck me. There's a difference between a refugee and a fucking illegal migrant coming over on a dinghy at Dover. Are you fucking thick or what? None of yous want these people anywhere near where yous live. You get bussed in from miles away to make yourselves look like cunts, pure cunts that yous are. Backstabbing, two-faced, treacherous cunts. You're against the people of this country, so don't call us fucking racist with your Black Lives Matter. Yous are the fucking racists. Black Lives Matter. Is that the only lives that matter, is it? Do our lives not matter? Well, go and fuck you, you fucking bastards. Right, calm down. What we need is people for this country to wake the fuck up and see what's going on. Right, I'm gonna get back to me dog walking. Woosah, woosah. Right, come on, hounds. I mean, there's many things we can touch on, isn't there? Many fucking things here. I mean, you've probably seen in the news lately, because a lot of you fucking tits still watch the news. Miss Netherlands. Welcome. Well done, Miss Netherlands. You know, you just took your cock and your balls up your fucking arsehole and you've won Miss Netherlands. A man has won Miss Netherlands. What do you make of that? Now this man will qualify for Miss Universe. What on fucking earth? A man winning a women's competition. Now we've seen this many times. Loki! Wait! Oh, he's chasing a bird. We've seen this many a times and it's absolutely disgusting. Where's all these fucking women feminists at, eh? Where yous at that have been shouting your fucking mouths off for fucking years? Women's rights! Women, 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 women! Now you've got men competing in your sports, in your competitions. We don't hear you fucking piping up now, do we? I mean, there was a boxing thing. I don't know if it was proper boxing or some kind of fucking mixed martial arts fucking thing. Yeah, it was probably, wait, I can't remember because I just can't be fucking asked to watch all this shit. But apparently it was boxing or mixed martial arts where a fella, you know, he now identifies as a woman. He entered this fucking competition and he kicked the fucking shit out of this woman. Now these women, a lot of training to be, it's the same as men. If they're boxers or whatever, they train like a motherfucker. Hard work and training goes into these to compete, to win the title, to be champion, to pick up that trophy, to win first prize. So you've got your women possibly having to work even harder. And then all of a sudden you get some fucking big hairy ass fucking trucker who identifies as a woman entering these fucking close contact sports. I mean boxing, mixed martial arts, whatever it was. But he broke this woman's jaw. He broke her fucking jaw, man. I mean, is that not a woman beater? Fucking a man who likes to beat women. It's illegal if a man beats a woman, so what I'll do is I'll identify as a woman and then I can go and enter a competition and pezzle fuck out of these bitches. Fuck me, man. And they're getting away with it and it's getting televised. You can watch this shit on the fucking sports channels, man. Watch a bloke beating fuck out of a woman. Congratulations, you fucking pricks. Swimming. There was one not long ago, a swimmer. He was obviously shit. Same as the men who go into boxing and stuff, who wants to be a woman. You can't fight a man, so you'll go down the woman's route. Same with this swimmer, this male swimmer who identifies as a female now. He was obviously shit at swimming and competing in the men's category. So he decides, oh fuck this, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to now identify as a woman. And he fucking wins. What a surprise. We've got weightlifters. You know, these deadlifters and all that type of thing. Couldn't compete against the men. So yet again, I'm going to identify as a woman. And I'm going to win that first prize. Fuck me. Can nobody see this shit? Do people, you know, like I was, this Miss Netherlands competition, if all those women were sat there in the changing rooms and seeing this fucking big burly arse, fucking hairy arse, fucking motherfucking trucker putting his fucking leg, I mean, what an ugly bastard. I mean, it's not, I know it's not nice to call people, but in this case, I'm gonna call that man. He was one ugly motherfucking woman. I mean, he was obviously an ugly bloke, but when he had his fucking bikini on, or his what they called, what fucking Borat wears, a mankini, his mankini or whatever he had on, he was one ugly fucking bitch. Now this ugly fucker is getting changed with all the women, you know what I mean, tucking his cock and balls away. And why didn't these women just take a stand? I mean, the woman, you know, the woman who comes second, fucking stunning. I mean, all of them, all these women are beautiful women. And then you've got some ugly wingnut fucking, his teeth was like a fucking broken fence. Fucking, what an ugly bastard. I can't stress enough how ugly this motherfucker was. But he won this competition. Them women should have been sat in the changing rooms going, there, let's just not walk out. Let's just stay where we are and just fuck this whole thing up, because we are not competing against that fucking thing. But that fucking thing won. Judges. How much were the judges getting paid to fucking rig that? Woke as fuck. Woke. People, please fucking say what the fuck's going on here, man. Jesus. But all this is, the more and more they push this out, like I say, what they're teaching kids in schools about genders, that there's more than two genders. If you want to be a fucking, identify as a cat or a fucking hamster or anything you want, you can be that. And they're teaching young children that this is acceptable. How many times? Two genders, male and female. Fuck me. But this is what's happening. They're fucking indoctrinating the children into believing that all of this is okay. The paedophilia, the grooming that's going on in schools. I mean, you just have to look into the word school backward. Louche. Louche means to torture a child. It's hell. It means hell. It's basically brainwashing, abusing children. But anyway, that's something else to fucking go on about another day, I suppose. But there's that much going on, man. That much going on. You can't get your head round it, to be honest. I mean, LGBTQ fucking XYZ. They're even now planning to put a P, the letter P, into all of this transgender bullshit. and the P is for paedophiles. Would you believe that, guys? Not be long, we'll be at our snacks again walking up here. Anyway, believe that. They're going to add a P for paedophile along with the fucking transgender bullshit as well. But they're teaching this in schools. You've got police now wearing the rainbow fucking badges and the fucking shoulder collars. It's all rainbows and rainbows. Stealing something else that was fucking beautiful, the rainbow. Now they've stolen that and they've added a brown and a fucking black mark in it. They've added the light blue and the light pink and the white. Now if you look into this, it's disgusting. I mean, you have a lot of different opinions on why the brown and the black is in there. It's to include brown and black people apparently. But from what I've looked into, the brown is the dirty bastards like to defecate and shit on each other while they're going through this dirty filthy sex that they're doing. Obviously we know that the light pink and the light blue and the white is for the minor attracted people, basically paedophiles, so they've got their own flag. So if you've got your light blue, it means that these are attracted to young boys. Your light pink, they're attracted to young girls. And the black, from what I've looked into, is that they're attracted to young black boys. So it's all going on. I mean, we've even seen them out there on the streets, these fucking retards, proudly admitting we're coming after your kids, we want your kids. They're admitting these paedophiles want your kids. And they're walking the streets and they're shouting about this, and people are stood clapping and waving. Fucking hell. You want a super soaker full of fucking... I'm not endorsing violence, by the way. I'm not... this is for entertainment purposes only. This is all in jest. I'm making a joke. But a super soaker full of fucking unleaded will do for me, like. Super soaker, unleaded, fucking get the fuck out of here. But, like I say, this is entertainment. I'm not endorsing... I'm not telling anyone to go out and do this. I'm not fucking endorsing violence. This is not... The disclaimers you have to put out for YouTube, man. Looks like the A19 is coming to a bit of a... It's a bit slow northbound at the A19, guys. They're definitely not doing the speed limit, are they? Oh, I tell you what, zooming anymore, we'd be able to see in the cabs, are you? Oh, it's picking up a little bit there. It just seems to be... whatever is gunning on there, it's just a little knock on. Little knock on further back. But anyway, I best not say too much on it, because you know what YouTube and these social media sites are. Oh, you can't say that, you're inciting violence. Oh, you can't say that, it's medical misinformation. You can't say that, it's racist. You can't say that. So we have to be very careful what we can say when we're putting our videos out. So anything that I've said in this video, it's for entertainment purposes only. I'm not inciting any kind of violence. I'm not telling anybody to go out and do anything. I'm just speaking my mind. Just whatever's on me fucking mind while we're out walking the dogs. I'm just fucking saying it, right? So I'm not expecting anybody to listen to what I've got to say, do anything that I'm fucking saying. It's just chit chat and bullshit, right? chit-chatting bullshit. Fucking hell. Why we're living in a fucking clown world and we can't say nothing about what the fuck's going on in our country and around the world. Holy shit, mate, eh? We've been gabbing away for 45 minutes, girl. Right, I think that's enough of my fucking bullshit rabbiting on for today. Just try to get a few things off my chest. Well, you know, just to speak my mind if we still allowed freedom of speech, but we know that's out the fucking window now, isn't it? Freedom of speech, my fucking arse it is. Right, so anyway, I don't know what day, we're on Thursday today. On Saturday, I will be down in Scarborough. So if anyone wants to come and join us in Scarborough, 1:30. I mean, you know, I'm not, I shouldn't even be fucking, I'll be down there anyway, basically, but the protest starts 1:30, Brunswick Shopping Centre, I think it is. 1:30. Get out and support your local patriots, your local town, your country. We're doing this for your children. The future of this country, our kids, your kids, and generations to come. We've seen what's gone on in the little town in Llanelli in Wales. Or Llanelli, I'll say Llanelli because if you put Llanelli into your search, you'll find it. But if you put Llanelli, if that's how you say it, you'll probably not find fuck all. But anyway, we've seen what the community have done down there. They've had a small victory to get the security out of there, which will put a hold on things for a while. GB News were talking about it, so it's on GB News. You'll not see it on the mainstream media because you're getting too busy fucking watching bullshit with paedophiles from the BBC. That's probably something else I haven't spoke about. More BBC paedophiles. Nonsense. Hugh wouldn't believe it, would you? I mean, Hugh wouldn't believe it. But anyways, that's the news at 10. That's a different story altogether. But yes, more paedophiles getting exposed. And what, same as Schofield, pull the mental health card out, use mental health, right? We'll get off this shit. It's not a mental condition, you dirty, filthy fucking nonce. You're a fucking pedo, man, you're a predator. I've noticed how you've covered your fucking your paedophile statue up at the BBC as well. I've noticed that, like, are you wearing in case someone comes and fucking tries to smash that up again? You know the story about him. You know he nonced his fucking children. His own children, for fuck's sake, and his dog. But yet you still want to protect that on your building. Dirty, filthy fucking bastards, a lot of yous. There's a place for yous. There's a place for yous. But anyway, we'll find out more and more people from the BBC, what they've been up to in days and times to come. You'll all get exposed, you dirty fucking rats. Messing with children. You want castrating. You want your hands removed. In fact, I just put you out into the public and let the public deal with you. Strip you down bollock naked, put you in the middle of these fucking town centres where you've been fucking about with these kids, and let the public deal with you. It's the only fucking ways you are going to learn your fucking lesson. And that guns with everyone who's behind all this. Anyway, I'm going to stop fucking ganning on, I bet you. I said I was going to stop this video ages ago. But anyway, Scarborough on Saturday, 1:30. Hopefully we're going to have some good old numbers out there this weekend. Like I say, our protests, and we're not getting as many numbers out as we should be. You should be out there, up off your asses, and get out and start supporting us. Start supporting everything for what we've been trying to tell you all these years, man. Come on, guys, you can do it. So, love and respect to all of yous. Take care, guys. See you on the next one.